We'll start in another 1 minute, guys. Yeah. Okay. So in the last sessions, majorly we are discussing about how exactly we are going to work with the annotations of uh, the factory annotations. We have discussed about that. Okay. Hope you guys are clear with the factory annotations now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is that? When do we go for that factory annotations there?
Whenever we want to use some other classes which are not Spring Bean,
Yeah.
we have to go for factory classes.
We have to go. We have to go for factory classes, right? So they are not Spring Bean initially. Okay. But if it is the old XML files, we used to configure them into Spring Bean configuration files. But now, yeah. So Spring Bean configuration files. Okay, so by using that, we are going to process that. Okay, so here also we are going to do the same approach now. So many times we are going to use those factory classes here. Okay, so now after that, okay, how do you develop those factory classes? What are the rules we have to follow while making these factory classes? Any specific rules?
Yeah, the method name in the factory class, the factory bin method name should be
Not method name, first rule, but
Should make it as a Spring Bean.
yeah. First thing is it should be a Spring Bean. If it is not a Spring Bean, it is not going to work. Next, what is the next?
Second is factory method we have to write. On top of that, to add bin annotation we have to use.
Okay, is it mandatory that the return type of the method and the method name must be same, or they can be different also?
they can
be different also.
Yeah, but what is the best practice?
The
make
Same.
same.
Same. Why it should be same?
As already Spring uses, whenever the name is not configured, it by default the class name taken as ID. So that why we used to follow the same methodology here.
Here also. So method name, I want them to make it as a bean ID. That is the reason I'm making sure that the return type and the method name both are same. Okay. Now in today's session, we are going to discuss about the most important topic called as property files. Okay. So now in every project, are we going to have a property files or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All the property files are configured inside a file called as msg.properties. Yeah. Inside the property file, we are going to have the values like a key and value pair. Okay. So in this example, msg.property is the base name here. In that, I'm trying to use the key whose name is welcome. And this is the message available here. So really, do I need to write the code to read the content from the proper manual code I have to write? Or do you think that Spring itself can take care of processing this particular property file and do that?
Spring can take care of it. Can take care of it.
Okay. If Spring is not there, then it's a big problematic for us here. So what we need to do is we need to write java.util classes. We need to write the properties code, and then we have to read all that code. So as Spring is there, Spring has already given so many predefined classes. Okay. One of the important predefined class what they have given to us is resource bundle message source. What is the predefined class name?
Resource bundle message source.
Okay, but this is a Spring Bean. Okay, given by the Spring. But the problem with this Spring Bean is this a Spring Bean given by Spring recent versions, or this class is available from long back?
It is long back.
Yeah, this class is available from long back. If this class is available from long back, what I have to do? But can we use annotation on top of that, or we cannot use annotation?
We cannot use.
But what I have to do then in that scenario?
Have to create a factory class and factory method.
Yeah. So we have developed a factory class in this example. Okay. So resource bundle message source factory is a class which I have developed. Inside that, developed a method. Okay. In this example, one most important stuff is it mandatory that bean ID has to be a message source only, or can I use any ID?
It has to be
Message source only.
Yeah, I know that is like a bit confusion. That's like a bit weird. Okay, you are going to get the more clarity on that, why it is message source only and why we are going to do that. Okay, so inside that, created the object, okay, calling the base name as MSG, okay, and return RBMS, resource bundle message source object we are writing it here. Okay, so this is the only one activity we have to do. So from now onwards, what I can do now is I can start reading that code from this particular stuff here. Okay, so the way we are reading is container dot get message. I'm reading it, but I see a small problem here. In this example, why am I giving the name like a container? Get message. Okay, really, get message is a method available where here?
The container.
Message.
I mean, application context. Application.
No. Get
Resource bundle message source.
Resource bundle message source.
Yeah, resource, not even resource bundle message source.
Message source
Message
interface.
source
Message source
interface.
interface. But if this method is available in message source interface, then how can I call that in annotation config application context?
Resource bundle message source is also inherit the properties of application content. No.
No.
No,
Application context
inherit
Yeah,
the
yeah.
properties of
It is
provides
of
the
message
implementation to
source.
that particular
message source.
Message source.
message source interface, right? That is the
Yes.
reason we are able to access that. Okay. So now, okay, this get message will take 3 parameters here. Let us see what are those 3 parameters. Okay. Get message is a method. Okay. First message is a key. Okay. Second parameter is array. Different values we can supply. Parameters values we can supply. Third object is a local object. If local object is there, we are going to give that local object. If the local object is not there, we are going to supply a null value for that particular local. Okay. So these are the 3 parameters. Now, as of now, local object is not there, so I'm giving null. That message is not having any parameters. That is the reason giving a null value here also. Okay. So hope you are clear with how to read the contents from the property file by using Spring. I know we have not got the complete clarity what is happening in the back, how it is working. We are going to understand today's session. Okay. And we are going to see another mechanism of reading it also. Guys, are we clear?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do one thing. If you really understand that, delete this code. I want you to write the code again.
Yes.
You guys have to take care of it. Everything you have to take care. Step 1. Okay. Let us say like this. Go to resources, msg.properties. Okay. Assume that this msg.properties is written by our Telugu heroes here. Right? You know Telugu heroes, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So whichever the political party is in power, they are going to praise them. Right? So now let us say, for example, today, can I write like welcome to YSRCP here? Can I write or we cannot write? Or especially our Telugu heroes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
We can.
write.
Okay. But tomorrow, Pawan Kalyan has been here. What 11?
It will be
They-
changed.
Jansena.
Janasena.
Yes.
Okay. After that, you assume that Lokesh Babu also has been here.
TDP.
TDP will write. Okay. So every time changing this is a good or they will not, we should not change it.
We should not change it.
Okay. What I want to do is whichever party is in power, to that party I am going to write down. So what I'll do is parameter 0 party. You understand? Okay. Dynamic value. Let us say today TRS is there. Okay, welcome to TRS party. Tomorrow Congress party come. Welcome to Congress party. Okay, tomorrow Janasena has come. Welcome to Janasena party. So if that is not the situation, how many key values I have to write here?
3 keywords.
So which is the difficult part? That is the reason I am using a parameterized message. You leave this parameter. Apart from parameters, you take care of all the remaining work. I'll take care of it. You do that.
New class.
So do we need to develop a class which process the property files or not?
Yes, we need
Yes.
Do that.
New class.
New class.
Resource bundle factory.
Resource bundle factory.
Factory.
Resource bundle factory, resource bundle message source factory, or any name is fine.
Name is fine.
Any name is fine.
Convention is
Yeah, convention is important.
Configuration.
At configuration.
Configuration.
Yeah, at configuration. Okay, as you asked me, typed it.
write a
Write a
factor.
method.
Factory method.
Tell me, public
Resource bundle message source.
message source.
Yes, sir.
Message source.
Interface. Okay.
Can I?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Instead of a class name, I'm writing
Interface name.
Interface.
interface name.
Yes. New resource bundle message source.
New resource
Source bundle message.
Message source.
bundle message source.
We can
Control
store
one.
it in an
Save.
interface. We can store it in interface variable.
For the timing, store it in a class variable itself, no problem.
Okay. Return.
Return.
Return message.
Message source
No, message source dot
base name.
Okay. Base name. Do that. Message source dot
Add
Add.
base name.
Let's get base name.
base name of what?
MSG.
MSG. Yeah. Property file name we have specified. Then what we have to do?
On top of admin.
Admin. If you don't use admin, they'll not consider this as a Spring Boot. Right?
Yes, sir.
Admin. Okay. Do you think that if I do this admin, is it going to process the data or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But I want to read the data and I want to display.
Go to app.java.
Go to app.java.
App.java.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go to app.java. I'm in app.java now.
Container dot get message.
Container dot get
Get
message.
message.
Get message. Of how many parameters we have?
Key.
Three parameters.
Three parameters.
What is the key?
First, welcome.
I don't know. Go to the property file. Get that key.
Welcome.
Okay. Welcome is the key. Double quotes. Welcome.
Second parameter is
Null.
maybe dynamic
No.
value.
Okay. Null. Okay. Fine. We'll see. We are going to add that. Control 1. MSG. Okay. Sysout of MSG. Okay. Let us run that. If any errors comes, no error will come. But if any wrong messages come, you should be in a position to understand that. Okay. Really, what is the output we are receiving now?
We are not getting
Properties file.
whatever. Yeah,
Welcome to 040.
Yeah, but really, is this good or bad?
Bad.
it's bad.
Bad.
What we have to do here?
We
We
have
need to
to
replace
provide
this
the,
correct.
yes,
Yeah,
sir. We
it's
need to.
Here, no?
We have to provide the value. Yes.
Yes.
Second parameter does that task. As you are giving a null value, they have not processed it. Okay, let's do one thing. I want to know more information about the second parameter. Place the mouse cursor on the message. Okay. Look at the second parameter. Hey, what the second parameter is expecting you? F objects. Okay. Now, what am I going to do here is new. You know, the last time I have explained that. How do you do that, right? New object of
Double quotes.
Okay. Let the double quotes of TRS. Let's say that. Okay. Go to your application. Go to that code. Let's run that here. Right click. Run as Java application. Okay. Now tell me, are we able to get the parameterized messages or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tomorrow this party got changed. Can I change the value dynamically or not? So do I need to touch my code or not? Do I need to touch my
Property.
property file or no need to touch the property?
No need to touch.
No need to touch it, right? So we are going to take care of all of them. Okay. So with that, do you got a clarity on the second parameter now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Third parameter is going to be a local object. Locale means it is specific to the language. For example, if you are having a Telugu property file, if you are having an English property file, so from which property file we want to read, we are going to specify that information there. Okay, that is a locale object. As we don't have any locale object, I am giving a value called as null value. Are you guys comfortable with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you are comfortable with that, okay, then let's do one thing. Go to your resource bundle factory class. What is the method name we are using here?
Message source.
Message source.
Do one thing. Change that to a method name ABC. With respect to this class, I am asking, is this a perfectly valid class or not?
Yes. It
Yes,
because
yeah.
it can be
It is going to create the object also. Okay. What is the method name it is going to create?
ABC.
Oh, sorry. What is the bean ID?
ABC.
Yeah, ABC is going to create. Yeah. Okay. Now let us see this. Okay. If any error comes, then I'll explain what it is happening in the back. Run as Java application. Read the error message. I will explain.
No such message exception. No message found under the code welcome.
Under the code welcome. It says that container is saying that I am not aware of a key whose key name is
Welcome.
Welcome.
welcome. That is the error they are giving it. Okay, one quick question here. May I know the reason why they are giving this error?
They
They are not able to
find
read
factory class.
the properties file.
Yes,
Why? Why they are not able to read?
they're not
Because
finding
the-
the.
One question.
Maybe they're checking for default bean ID or name.
Whenever we create the container object, internally what they do is they are going for calling a method whose bean ID is message. Okay. Can I do one thing? Can I go a little more deep into this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. One quick question here. Let us say, what is the color of your blood? Assume I'm in front of you. Okay. Physically we are talking. Think like that. Okay. I'll ask you a question. What is the color of your blood?
Red.
Red.
I feel your blood color is blue.
We can show.
How do you prove that your blood color is red?
We'll cut and show you the blood.
Okay, then very good. Then I don't feel that you have a heart. Heart is not there for you.
Annie.
We'll make
Please help me.
ultrasound and show you.
Pulse reading. By pulse reading. The heartbeat.
I want to see practically here.
Physically.
Ultrasound we can show.
That is sound.
That is different, right?
We will scan and we'll give it.
Yes.
Yeah, you can scan and you can show me. That is a different part. Agreed. Okay. But point here is, there are some things which I cannot show as a proof, right?
Yes.
Yes.
At that time, I'll use my own techniques to find that. Okay. So what I need to do is, so what we are going to do is, okay, in your project, there is an issue has come here. So how do we solve that issue? First of all, you don't know any issue also. How do you solve the issue?
We'll debug.
We'll debug. Okay. But when do you go for a debug? If it is your code, we can debug.
You can debug.
Okay. Now, somebody else code also can we debug?
No.
No,
No,
sir.
we cannot.
Google.
We cannot. Yeah, not Google.
By looking reading
By
your
any
messages.
Yeah, by any chance, can we use loggers?
Yes, sir.
Logger,
Yes, sir.
log messages.
Yeah.
Okay, so guarantee Spring also internally using some loggers here. If you go and have a look at that, there are so many logger classes will be there internally. Now, what is my intention here is, I want to see all those log messages. What is happening when the container object is created? Okay, so it is not my code. The code is from Spring. So Spring internally uses log4j2. Okay, let's do one thing. Go to browser. I want to add log4j dependencies. Can you help me to add that log4j to dependencies?
Log4j Maven dependency.
Log4j to Maven dependencies, because you should not use log4j1. Spring 5 onwards, they are using log4j2. Okay, these are the dependencies. These are the dependencies. You just copy them. Okay, go to your pom.xml file, you paste them. Okay, under dependencies, Control-Shift-F. Okay, after we place this, let us try to run the code. Whether it is working or not, we'll see that. Run as app. But, okay, are we really able to see the messages, or we are not able to see the messages?
We have to use loggers in our projects.
So we have to enable.
Yeah. No need to use loggers and all. Okay, one more XML file we have to create, that is called as log4j2.xml file.
Okay.
Okay, we need to create this particular file under that resources folder. If you do that, we are going to see all those messages. Okay, just go to this file. Okay, I want to take a sample configuration from here. Okay, go to your resources folder. In the resources folder, I want you to create a file, other file. Okay, now log4j2.xml file. In this XML file, let me make some entries here. Okay, in these entries, we are using a console logger here. So the output will be displayed in the console. Level is, let us say, info. Okay, now do one thing. Same program, run that. Right click, run as Java application. It's not giving me a 1 minute. What's the problem here?
Debug level.
Yeah, debug level. Where is it?
Line number 9.
Debug level. Oh. All. Not sure why they are not picking it up. Maybe Maven dependencies are not headed properly, or I have to look into that dependencies again. Yeah. Okay. Maybe that level I have not added properly. Now tell me, if you look at all these messages, oh God, are these messages is from my code, or these messages are from predefined Spring code?
Spring code.
Spring code. They are displaying every information here. Okay. Now I'm more interested on this line. Read that.
No message source bean using empty message source.
This is fine. Before that, look at the class name. Which class is doing the task?
Annotation config application context.
Okay, what is that annotation config application context? Can I say it's a container?
Being named message source.
So what container is doing? Internally, container is searching for
Message source bean.
He is checking, is there any bean available with the name?
Message source.
If it is available, then he is reading the content from that property file. In our example, is there any message source bean available, or is it empty now?
It's empty.
It is empty. As we have not done that. Okay. As this is an empty bean, now tell me, when I run this, are we able to read the messages, or we are not able to read the messages?
We are not able to
read the messages.
Not able to read the message. Now tell me, if container has to read automatically, what is the work I have to do from my side?
Rename the method.
Method name should be message source.
Don't say rename here. It is mandatory that the bean name should be of type
Message source.
Message source. That is mandatory. We have to do that. Okay. If you say, no, Sumant, I don't want to make this as a message source, but I want to read it. So what you have to do is, if that is a scenario, container cannot directly do that. You just go to app.java. In app.java, instead of container, you get that ABC object. Help me. Do you know how to get that object?
Yes, sir. Container or get bean of.
Get bean of. Okay.
ABC.
ABC,
comma, message source.
Message source dot
Class.
semicolon control 1. Okay. Now we are going to get message source object, right? Okay.
Yes.
From next time onwards, don't call with the help of container name.
Message
Use
source. Message
message source name. Okay. Let us save this. Okay. Now run the code here. This time, let us check whether we are going to get the error message or not. Okay. Go to the down here. Are we able to get the output or not? Welcome to TRS party. Are we able to get this output or not?
Yes, we are able
Yes,
to.
sir.
Okay. So now tell me, how many ways are there to read the contents from property file in Springer? Only one way, or we have two ways as of now?
We have two ways as of now.
Yeah. What are the two ways?
One is directly giving the message source bean.
One is directly giving a message source bean. In this factory, directly give the bean name as
Message source.
Message source.
if I give the bean name as message source, what is happening internally?
When
the
container is created, it will check for the message source.
Message source. And directly, can I use container.getMessage or not?
Yes.
Okay, that is one approach. But if I don't want that, do we have another approach or not?
Yes. have to
What is the next
call-
approach?
We have to call the bean object of
Get bean
particular
method.
bean, get bean method, and on top of it we can call get message.
On top of that, we have to call the get message. So are you guys comfortable with the concept of how do you work with property files now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but what is this here? I don't understand why we are displaying all these messages and all. I don't understand why we are more interested on this part.
To know the internals.
Internals, how it is working.
Just to know how it is working in the back. So what I have done, just enabling the logging or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how to enable the logging?
Add
Add
the log4j to
dependency.
dependency in pom.xml and create one XML file, log4j to XML
Enable
file.
the log code.
Yeah. Just create log4j2.xml file.
XML file.
Okay. So if I create a log4j2.xml file, automatically is it trying to log all the messages in the project, and is it trying to display them or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So from today onwards, for any framework, if you want to know the internals, this is what we have to do it. Not only for one framework. You want to learn any framework, this is the approach which we have to take it. Okay. So with that, are you guys comfortable with the property files now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's do one thing. I'm not interested to delete the workspace here, but if you want, I can delete that.
Sir, on
Without
top.
deleting, yeah, tell me.
Sir, if we are using container, it will check for message.
Sir, your voice is not so clear for me.
If when we are using container to read the message, it will check for message source only if we use get message or generally it will check every time in every program.
Do one thing. Yeah, good question. Good question. Remove all this. Okay. Remove resource bundle message source. Everything you remove it. Everything I have removed. Okay. Only one program I am doing it. Which program? What is this code?
Creating the container.
Container.
Creating the container.
Container.
Any beans are there or nothing is there?
No beans are there.
No beans.
No beans are there, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I consider this as a pure first Spring-based application?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then do one thing. Let's run this. Right click, run as Java application. You see the messages, you only answer. Especially focus on this line.
Yes, sir. No message source being using empty message.
So what is happening?
Whenever
Every time, whenever you start a container,
It is checking for message source being
Message source.
any bean is named.
yeah, it is not, they don't know whether you are using property files or you are not using property files. It is mandatory that whenever you start a Spring Bean, they are doing that work. Are we clear?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Ah.
Clear.
Okay. Now let us do one thing. Okay. Any doubts on the property files as of now, or no doubts? The reason is, as of now, no. Very good. Let's do one thing. Clean up the project. I think already it is cleaned, right? I don't want this Log4j to the properties also. Let's do one thing. Delete this properties also. Okay. Now, one quick question now. I would like to interact with Oracle database server here. Every project will have username, password or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Driver class, URL, username, password. Okay. So in my project also, I want the same. Can you help me to write driver class, URL, username, password? Where do you want to do that?
In a properties.
Application.property file.
Excellent. Do that.
Right click.
Resources folder. Right click.
File.
New file.
Other file.
Application.properties.
No. Can I use a db.properties?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Inside that, I want to configure the keys. Key is dev.driver class. What is the dev.driver class?
The
Development environment.
Yeah. Oracle.jdvc.oracle driver. Dev.url is equal to jdvc :oracle
Thin.
at localhost 1521 devdb. Dev.username is equal to, let us say, bms_dev. Dev.password is equal to abc_dev. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, my requirement is I want to read this particular property file.
We have to
You come with ideas.
Yes. Create a factory class.
Create a factory class.
Factory class.
Okay.
And create a factory method.
Okay. 1 minute. Let's do that. Do that one by one. My requirement is not over yet. Maybe after you finish half, I will give you the requirement. Right click, new class.
Resource bundle message source factory.
Resource bundle
Message source factory.
message source factory. Okay, very good.
At configuration.
At
Configuration.
Okay, fine.
public.
Public
Message source.
message source of
Message source.
message source.
New resource bundle message source.
New resource bundle
Message source.
message source. Okay, fine.
CDD
Control 1. Message source. Okay, fine.
Return
message
message source.
No.
Return message source.
Message
okay, fine.
source. Set the base name. Set base
Set
name.
base name of what?
DB.
DB. Okay, fine. Done
At
that.
B.
Next.
At bean on top of
At
it.
bean. Excellent. We have done at bean. Okay, fine. Done that also. Next.
Okay. In app.java.
Wait. I don't want to read in app.java. See, because everything I cannot come to app.java and I cannot read it or not.
Yes. Different
Yeah.
classes we need.
We can create a class.
One minute. I want a separate Spring Bean called as person.
Okay, sir.
Okay, person. In this, it's a Spring Bean. Make this a Spring Bean.
At
configuration.
Configuration. Okay. Now inside that, I want to have a method called as connect.
Public
Connect.
Public void connect. Okay.
Need to get the message source object here.
Auto.
By using auto-wait, can we get message object here, sir?
Where? What auto?
Create
Try
an
that.
instance variable.
Create an instance variable.
Private message source.
private
message source,
message source,
message source.
message source
On top of that, auto wide at auto wide.
at auto wide, right? Okay, fine. Done that. Good idea, right?
Message source dot
Sys out. Okay. Message source dot.
get message.
Okay, 1 minute here. Get message is beautiful. Your right answer. For a database property files also. Okay, example. To Telugu means if I say I want to application. Okay, one thing. Watch this. Okay, go to Google, Gmail. Very nicely it is displaying, right? English is coming. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do one thing. Let me change it to Telugu here. Output is coming in Telugu language, right?
Yes.
Do you think that is this data is getting stored into database or they are not getting stored into database?
As this is not confidential, maybe this is not stored in database.
But it is stored in the property files.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If it is a Telugu property file, we will maintain one separate property file. If it is English, we will maintain a separate property file. If it is a French, we will maintain a separate property file. Like that, for every language, we are going to have a property file. Now, with respect to that answer, do you think that database username passwords are going to change based on language? For all the languages, same username, same password.
Same username, password.
If it is a database password will not be in Telugu. Database username will not be in Telugu. It is in English only. So now, really, in this example, really in the get message, these arguments make sense or they don't make sense?
They don't make sense.
They're not required.
They are not required. But anyway, try that. What is the key name here?
db dot driver
username. Okay, first display one. Anything is fine. db dot username. I'm doing it. Okay. Can you guys help me to get the person object and call the connect method?
Yes, sir. Go to app.java. Container dot get bean of person.
Container dot get bean of
Person dot
person dot
class.
class. Control one. Person.
Person dot connect.
Connect. Connect. Okay. Save it. Let us execute the code. Check are we able to read it or not. Run as Java application.
No message found.
No message found for the db dot username.
Okay. So not DB here. What is our key name here?
Key
Dev.
name is different. sir.
Dev. Okay, that's my bad. Okay, forgot. Dev dot username. Okay. Let's execute the code. Run as app. Okay. Are we able to read the value or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But what is the problem you see in this code? This is beautiful. Okay. Person.java is beautiful. But the problem is, really, do you like this method here or we don't like it? Why we don't like it?
Because we are unnecessarily using.
The local and object handler is not
Available.
Yeah.
Not available. So, but even though it's not available, are we trying to process them or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Is a good approach or it's not a good approach?
It's not, sir.
Not a good.
It's not a good approach. So what Spring has done is to read the contents from property file. They have given one more approach also. Okay. Yeah, we will see that. We'll see that. One more approach also they have given it. So let's do one thing. Let's clean up the code. I want to have the property file as it is, db.property file. I'm not going to touch that. I don't want to write this factory class at all. So I'm going to delete the factory class.
Okay.
Are you able to follow this?
Okay,
I
sir.
don't want to write the factory class itself. I'm going to delete that. Okay. There is no factory class. Because container no need to read, right? Or container has to read? Container no need to read. Okay. So what am I going to do is, whichever the class you want to read, go to that particular class. Okay. There are some annotations available for reading the contents from property file. Can you, not here, at the class level. Can you guys find, you can remove this also, we don't want. Remove this also, remove this also. There are some annotations available on top of the class. Can you guys find those class annotations?
At control space.
At control space. Maybe property file. Property. They have already answered.
Property source.
Property source. If it is a property source, look at these configurations also. Are they giving an example also or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is this here? Property source of what?
File path, class path.
Class path colon. Hey, what is this?
Fully qualified name.
Okay. Yeah. As of today, where are we placing the property files here? Are we placing the property files only in the resources folder or not?
Yes, sir.
Only resource folder.
Yeah. In the resources folder only, right? Now tell me, is it mandatory that we have to place in the resources folder only, or now can we change them?
We can change them.
So it's more flexible here. So almost we are not at all going to use a resource bundle message source approach to process
properties file.
Property file. We are always going to use property source annotation. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's try that. I don't have any idea. I want you guys only to try that. At
property source.
Property source of
control space.
Control space.
Value.
Value. Okay. Do you want to really write value is equal to not required?
Not required.
Not required. Directly you can write.
But if you want, you can write on that. Value is equal to
double quotes.
Double quotes. It can be an array also, right? Multiple
Yes.
property files also you can have it.
Yes.
Double quotes.
Class path colon. Properties.
Directly we can specify that, or we can write like class path colon db.properties also we can specify that. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any approach is fine. Okay. If it is available in a separate package also, we can place in a separate package. Are we clear?
Yes.
Okay, we have placed that in the property file on the top. Now what to do now?
So we need to get the keys.
We need to get the keys.
Go to the connect
Instance variable. Connect.
Okay, you want me to have instance variable? Very good, right approach.
Yes, sir. Private.
Private.
String. Driver class.
Okay, I'll do one thing. For your convenience, what I'll do is I will remove this dev keyword.
Okay.
So that easily we do that. Okay. Okay. Driver class. Okay. Take this. Try only for 1 year. If it work, then we can try for others also.
Okay.
Okay. On top of this. Okay. Generally, how do you read at value, right?
Yes.
Try that. At
Value.
value is equal to dollar flower brackets of
Driver class.
Driver class. Okay. Try to display this instance variable here. Okay. This out of driver
class.
Oh, this is also not a good approach. Okay. Reason is, for whenever I want to access, I don't want to write those key and values like that, right?
Sir, for each
maybe
key we have to create one instance variable.
Yeah, one instance for everything. Creating an instance variable may be a difficult part here in this example as of now. Okay, let's try that. Okay, now can you go to your app.java? Can you get the person object? Can we try to display this object or not? Anyway, we are calling that or not?
Yes.
Yeah, can we execute the code and see the output? Are we working or not?
Yes, sir. Run as app.
Very fine. Right click, run as Java application. Are we able to read the values or not?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Now answer. Which one is more easier? Is earlier one is easy or this one is easy?
This one.
This one is easy.
At property.
What is the problem of earlier one here? If I use a resource bundle message source, who can use that?
We have to create one factory class.
We have to create only one factory class. And who can use that factory class also?
Container.
Container.
Only container can use it. Okay. But this program cannot use it, right? Other programs cannot use it. If other programs has to use it, maybe we have to take a different approach to do that. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is the reason we are going to use this approach. So most of the times in a project, we are going to use only
Property source.
property source annotation only we are going to use it. Are you comfortable with this?
Yeah.
Okay, but I have an issue here. Generally, in the property files, are we directly giving the key and value, or do you think that can I give the key like dev.driver class,
Yes, sir.
dev.url?
Yes.
Can I give it or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Dev.url, mistake. Dev.username, dev.url, dev.password. But if I give like this, what I have to do now?
Dev.driver class. We
There
have
is a
to
key there.
Go
give
to
the
the key
key.
here.
Dev.driver class.
Dev.
Driver class in the value.
At value.
Okay, dev.driver class.
Yeah.
Dev.driver class. Okay, let us verify whether it is going to work or not. Okay, app.java, right click, run as Java application. When I run that as Java application, are we able to read that or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now tell me, is this only one way to do that, or we have a multiple ways to do that?
Multiple ways.
Multiple ways to process that. Okay, so I feel using this annotation is the easiest way to process that particular property files here. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is one way. Okay, still one more approach is also there. Okay, now generally for everything having a property file like this is a difficult task, right? For everything, for every key, having one instance variable and using that is a difficult part, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I don't want to use this here. Without this approach, directly I want to use this particular key driver class URL. By using some method, I want to process that. Do you think that can we do that or not? No? So we want to process that. Okay, so the way we want to process is, okay, sir, all the property file contents are replaced in a file in one of the predefined class called as environment. What is it?
Environment.
Environment. So what we need is, there is a class. Yeah, there is a class which. Okay, so if you get that environment object, you can process all of them here. Okay, so now somehow I want to get that environment object here. Can anyone help me? How do you get that environment? Before that, first of all, let's learn about environment. Is environment is an interface, or is environment is a class?
Interface.
An interface.
Yeah, environment is a interface. Select that. Okay. Now, but how do we get this environment object?
How to look for the implementation class.
Why do you worry about that? That's what I told you, right? We no need to worry about
Implementation class. Spring will take
never
care of
think about implementation classes. It's all the responsibility of
Spring
Spring
container
take care of it.
research. Yes, sir.
yeah. So now tell me, how do we get that object here?
Create an instance variable.
Create an instance
Private.
variable.
Private
Environment.
environment.
Of interface.
Environment.
Environment.
On top of
Autovide.
at autovide.
At autovide. So what will happen when I use at autovide?
So it will go
Search for
look
the
for the
implementation
implementation
class
classes and inject.
Yeah, it is going to get the implementation class and is going to inject that. So now all the keys you can access from this environment now.
Okay. Okay. Sir.
Okay.
Environment.
Maybe some keys are available. You just check them. Environment dot.
Set. Get.
Get property.
Yeah. Get property of key name. What is the key name here?
Dev.driver
Dev.driver
class.
Dev dot driver
Driver
class. Okay. Semicolon. Control 1. Yeah. We are going to get a key here. Environment dot driver class. Control 1. We are going to get a key here. Okay. Let's display that particular output here. Sys out of key. Okay. Let's run that. Go to your app.java. Let's run this here. Okay. Right click, run as Java application. When I run that as a Java application, are we able to get this output or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now tell me, how do we read the data from the property files?
Using environment class.
By using
Environment interface.
environment interface, we are going to process that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here what we have to do is, in the person, wherever the program, you want to read the content from the property file. Okay. On top of that property file, just use one annotation called as at configuration. Next.
Property source.
Property source. Then property file name. And after that, what we can do here?
Get the environment object.
Get the environment object. Once we get the environment object, do you think that directly can access those properties and process it or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So any doubts on this code as of now?
By using this approach, can we pass a value to an argument in a property?
Dynamic values.
No. Dynamic. See, you have to understand. In DB also, are we going to have a dynamic values or will not have a dynamic values?
Not have.
Will not have.
1 minute. Yeah. So we see for database details, if it is a UI related work, there is a reason here. There is it makes sense if you having a parameters. If it is not a UI related one, is it going to make a sense to process it or it is not make a sense to process it?
It's not required.
It's not required. Only for UI related work, we need to do that. If it is not UI related work, we don't need to do that. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Or see, I'm not saying use that or use this only, right? Based on your requirement, you can do that.
Okay.
It's all based on your requirement. If you want to be processed in DAO layer, use that. If you want to process in UI layer, use application context approach.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So any doubts in the property files as of now? A lot of lengthy discussion we had, like so many scenarios we are seeing that.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, how do we have a property files in a project?
Multiple ways to get the properties.
Yeah. So first approach is like having a
Bundle factory.
Factory.
Class.
Yeah. Value annotation, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Third approach is like
Environment object.
yeah, by using environment object. Okay. So based on our requirements, we are going to use them in a project. Are you comfortable with the concept?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. With this, almost we have done with the complete core module here. Okay. Only one pending topic is available in the core module. That is called as Spring Bean lifecycle. Okay. Sir, what I want, it's a theoretical topic here. And moreover, it's just an interview question. Okay. And I don't want to waste the time right now on that particular part. But it's up to you. If you want me to finish that and go, I'll finish it and go. Or if you want me to start JDBC, I'll start JDBC. It's up to you. But it's an interview question. Even in future, if I forget also, please remind me. I have to explain the topic.
JDBC.
Yes.
Can we move on to the JDBC part? Can we start working with the JDBC, or are one thing? Yes. Why do we have a pending work? Let's finish that.
Sir, as part of, are we going to J units?
J units, we are going to start with the Spring Boot. In the new Spring Boot, whenever we are going to start, you can attend that. That's not a problem. People who are like last Spring Boot batch, people can attend that.
You also said that Java 8 features you will explain some.
Sir, we will explain, sir. But thing is, I'm going to start that, okay? Because I need that in Lambda and all. I'm going to see that. Whenever I need Lambda and all, I'm going to see. I'm going to explain that. From now onwards, we need Java 8 features. Okay, so 99% I'll use Java 8 and then finish it. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
I'm going to use that. When I start JDBC, I'm going to use that. Okay. Anyway, I don't want to have any pending topics in the core module here. Let's finish that pending topic. Okay. And then let's move on to Spring Bean lifecycle. JDBC module. Okay. First question. What is, okay, already you know here, who is creating the Spring Bean objects? Are we creating it or container is creating it?
Container.
Okay. What is the advantage if container creates the object? Already I have covered all these topics.
It will maintain the life cycle of object.
It will maintain the life cycle of the all the objects or only one object?
All objects.
All the objects.
It is going to maintain. Okay. Assume I don't use I don't use Spring. Then who should maintain that? Whether I have to maintain or Spring? We have to maintain that or not?
Yes, sir. We have to maintain.
Yeah. So if we are maintaining them, is it a painful work or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's a major issues with without Spring framework. Are we clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So there are so many lifecycle methods are available by Spring. Okay. Sir, it is not mandatory to use all the lifecycle methods. Okay. So you may ask, where can we find all of them? There is one interface called, what is the most important interface in the core module?
Bean Factory.
Bean Factory. If you go to that Bean Factory interface, you are going to find all the lifecycle methods here. Okay. Now let's do one thing. Google. Okay. Let's go to Bean Factory. API. Yeah. If you go to that interface, you are going to get all the information here. Okay. So all these are lifecycle methods here. Okay. There are 14 lifecycle methods are there. Okay. So based on the requirement, you are going to use those lifecycle methods and they will be called by the container. Okay. One quick question. Really, are we responsible? Are we responsible to call these methods, or are we container is going to call the methods?
Container is going to call the methods, sir.
Container is going to call the methods. Are we clear?
Yes.
Okay. Then what is our responsibility? Our responsibility is only
get the object and use the methods.
Provide those methods here. Okay. Tell me, what is Spring Bean lifecycle?
It manages the life cycle of a Spring Bean.
Spring Bean. Okay. So based on the requirement, if there are methods available in that particular interface, those methods will be called by the container. Or do I need to call that, or container will call that?
Container will call that.
Container will call that. Okay. That too, container is going to call in a specific order. Okay. So if this is available, it will call. If this is available, it will call. If not available, it is going to skip that. So like that, it is going to check for 14 Spring Bean lifecycle methods here. Are we comfortable with this?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do one thing. Let us take a generalized example. Okay. We are going to learn about some of the lifecycle methods here first. Okay. One generalized example here. Let us say, suddenly, okay, your father has called you here from your native place, saying that emergency, come. You went to your native place. Okay. So after you enter your house, immediately what your father has done is shown one girl and given one yellow thread to you and ask you not or tie. Like it's marriage. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you going to do that?
No.
Come on, if you answer, then I'll explain the next topic here. Are you going to do that or you'll not do that?
If he is dad's boy, he'll do that, sir. If he's not, he'll not do
Nowadays,
that.
nowadays, don't tell me bad boy, good boys and all.
No, sir.
No, very good. Right. Very good. Okay, your father asked you why.
Don't know anything about her.
You don't know about anything about her. Then immediately your father said, her name is Lakshmi. Now you know about her, right? Get married. Come on, you said, I don't know about her. Means you are not aware of her, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So what is the meaning of aware?
Behavior, her nature.
Come to know each other.
Knowing about her is called as aware, right? If you want to get some information, like example, what's her name? Okay, what she has studied. Okay, what's her interest? So all that information is called as what?
Aware.
Aware. Okay. You may ask, why are we discussing that nonsense topic here? It's a relevant topic for us. Go and have a look at that. Okay. Now look at those numbers here. 14 numbers, 1 to 14. Read the first point.
Being name aware.
Being name aware. Okay. So what is the meaning of being name aware?
Getting to know the being name.
It's an interface.
Okay. One question here. Who is creating the object?
Container.
Container or not?
Yes, sir.
So whenever container is creating the object, who is going to call this lifecycle methods? Are we going to call or container is going to call?
Container is going to call.
Okay. So whenever container is going to call, first of all, he should know whose class object I am creating. For which bean I am creating the object, I should know that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. If you want to know that, you are going to use this aware interface.
Okay.
If you want to know to which bean ID you are creating the object, okay, we are going to use aware interface. Are we clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I am not saying we are going to use it. Okay, as they are available, I am discussing that. What is the next topic? Next name? Just read.
Bean class
Being
loader
class
aware.
loader aware.
Okay, what is bean class loader? Okay, generally, whenever we are having a Spring Bean, okay, who is responsible to load a class into JVM? Am I responsible or container is responsible?
Container is
Container,
responsible.
Container is responsible.
Okay, whenever container is doing it, who loads that? It's a class loader, right?
Yes.
There are so many different type of class loaders are there. One is like default class loader provided by JVM. Okay, even we can customize those class loaders also. We can use it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So like that, different type of class loaders are available. Are you comfortable with that? No, I'm going to show all of them. Give me some time for that. Just discussing the theoretical part. Now, next, what is the next one here?
Bean factory aware.
Bean factory aware. Okay. Now let us say, go to this class here. Person is a class here. Inside this person class, I want the container object. Now, what you want me to do?
Create the container object.
Create the container object. Okay. Per project, you should have only one container object. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In a container, per project, we should have only one container object. Now tell me, do you really think that creating a new container object inside this makes sense or don't make sense?
Don't make sense.
Don't make sense.
Okay, one question here. In a project, how many containers should be there?
One.
One container.
May I know the reason why?
To make the consistency like
Ambiguity.
What will happen when the
Can't-
container object is created here?
Oh, it
It
will
will-
load all the beans.
Life cycle.
Everything they can manage, sir.
it will manage.
They can
life
manage
cycle.
with the scope singleton or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now there is a person being here. Okay. First time I have created the container object. What will happen? Person object will be created. Now again, one more container I have created. What will happen? One more person object will be created. If I create container object for 10 times, what will happen?
10% of this will be.
Is that make a sense?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Now answer. In a project, so totally how many container objects we need to have?
Only one.
container object.
Oh, what is the advantage if I have only one?
No need to create the multiple objects.
Yeah, memory
Issues.
memory issues will not, we are not going to face it. Okay.
Yes.
So now tell me, I want container objects here. Now, what to do?
How to use that bin factory aware?
Yeah, we have to use the bin. Okay, two options, sir. Whether do you want to create a bin factory aware or do you want to use the bin factory aware?
Want to use the bin factory aware.
Okay, if you use bin factory aware, what they'll do is they are not going to create the new object. Instead of creating the new object, they are going to return the object. Okay, what you have developed, which is already available. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So those are the aware here. Okay. Now, not only one aware, there are so many aware. Now read all. Read. Next, what is the next one?
Embedded value resolver aware.
Okay. In the program, are we using $for bracket or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Value $for bracket or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What is happening when I use $for bracket? Someone is replacing that value. Someone is replacing that value or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So when someone is replacing the value, okay, this aware interface is doing that. I'm not doing that.
Aware.
Embedded value resolver is going to do that. Next one. You read the next one here. What is that?
Resource loader aware.
In the beginning class, I have explained resource is an interface. There are two types of resources are available. Class path resource.
File system resource.
File system resource or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So which one you are using to process it? We are giving that information here. Next one. What is the next one here?
Application event publisher aware.
Yeah. Application event publisher aware. Okay. Next one is what?
Message source aware.
Yes.
What is that message source aware? You know that very well, right?
Just now we
Yes.
used. Okay.
What is that message source aware?
It will
That
process.
will,
So I want message source object in my program. We use
Message source aware.
message source aware. Next one is what?
Application context aware.
Servlet context aware. I know I have not explained that. Okay, because that will be there only in web modules, right?
Module.
Yes.
Yeah. So now tell me, always the first 10 are what?
Aware interfaces.
Aware interfaces.
Aware interfaces or not? So
Yes, sir.
when someone asks you about string bean lifecycle also, okay, generally what I have observed is most of the people will tell them there are 14 lifecycle methods are there. They'll start. See, generally we are human beings here, we'll forget these names. It's very difficult for us to remember all the 14 names for all the time or not.
Yes, sir.
So what you guys have to do is intelligently you have to tell them there are so many Spring Bean lifecycle available. Some of them are. There are so many aware interfaces are available. So some of the aware interfaces are whatever you have remembered. You guys have to tell those aware interfaces here. Okay. Just minimize this and tell me what are the aware interfaces you are aware of. Tell me. It's easy to remember it.
First, bin aware.
Bean name. Application
aware.
context.
Bin class loader aware.
Bean class loader aware.
Message source.
Okay. Leave all
Bin
here.
factory aware. Application context aware.
What are the
Environment aware.
one
Message source.
1 minute.
Okay, sir.
What are the topics you have learned in Spring as of now? For every topic, there is one aware interface available. We just
Yes,
get
sir.
it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. First topic what we have learned is containers, right?
Bin factory. Yes, sir.
Yeah. For containers, two containers. What are the two containers?
Bin factory application context.
Yeah. For Bean Factory, do we have one aware interface or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Tell me. Bean Factory aware. Next one.
Application context aware.
Application context aware. Okay. So two we are done. Whenever we are creating a container object, okay. Whenever you are creating a container object, are we going to supply class path resource, application resource or not?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
tell me, class path resource, file system resource, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Resource, class path resource, file system resource.
Resource loader aware.
No, not resource. Resource aware. What is it?
Resource aware. Okay.
Resource aware. Okay. Next, did we in the project are we using any property files?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Tell me, what are the property files we have used?
Property
What?
placeholder.
Message source.
Message source.
Environment.
Okay. So do we have for them also do we have some aware interfaces or not?
Yes, sir.
Just check it up. See, if you start remembering in that style, it is easy to do that. Okay. So bean name aware, bean class loader aware, bean factory aware, environment aware. Okay. Next, message source aware, application context aware. Minimum 6-7 aware interface we have received or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So if you by heart, it will be very difficult for us to remember all of them. Okay. You cannot explain them in a specific order. So don't try to answer them in the same order. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So first to 10 are aware interfaces.
Aware interfaces.
Okay. Now, some of them you already know here. Just read the 11, 12, 13, 14. First one is what?
Post process before initialization.
Post process before initialization. Okay. Already we have just discussed about one post processor. For every annotation, do we need to have a post processor or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
For every annotation, we'll be having one
Post processor class.
post processor. So we need to do that. Okay. I know I have not explained anything on the post processor. I'm going to do that. Give me a minute. Give me some time for that. Okay. Hey.
After property set. Initializing. Yes, sir.
Initializing mean?
After property set, we have used.
Yeah, already we have used. Next what?
Custom init method we have used.
Next what?
Post process after initialization.
Post process after initialization. Okay. So do you understand what are the total Spring Bean lifecycle methods are available? There are 14 are available. All first 10 are what?
Aware interfaces.
Aware interfaces. After aware interfaces, which one we have seen?
Post process.
Post process before initialization. Post process
after initialization.
After initializing. Initializing mean after property set, custom init method, and after property set. Don't worry about it. You're going to get the clarity on them also. I know I have not explained the properties post process before initialization, post process after initialization. You're going to get that. But first of all, did you understand? Do you got a high level clarity on the aware interfaces?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in tomorrow's session, we are going to discuss about these aware interfaces. See, the only one way what I'm going to do that is just I'm going to add these aware interfaces to the code and I'm going to demonstrate that. Just execution flow only we are going to. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. We'll see tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.